Hey folks, so let's talk about marketing in the probate and the estate settlement niche. These marketing principles that I'm going to talk about do apply to all aspects of your business, but especially true when you have a filtered and targeted list, such as probate or pre-probate, or it could be an estate list, which is hard to find. It could be a notice of default list. So these things, if you are targeting filtered sets of lists, these principles apply, and many of them apply even if you don't have a filtered list set. Let's kind of dive into it. So as we do, I want to start by talking about why you need to focus on building a campaign, a marketing campaign into your business. So why do you build a marketing campaign into your business? So the number one reason, and many of you have heard me talk about assets before, business assets before, but a business asset is something that works when you aren't working. So number one, marketing works when you're not working. You get to create a sales message and you don't have to deliver it one-on-one every single time. So you get to create it once and hundreds or thousands of people see it over time without you having to recreate it every single time a new person hears your message. So a good marketing campaign works when you're not working, which means you can take vacations, you can have some time with your family, you can have some recreation time, you can go do other important things in your business because you're not having to constantly on a one-on-one level deliver that marketing or sales message to a new person. Number two is it warms up your audience, an audience that is many times not quite ready to engage you yet. Okay, you gotta remember your audience, especially if you know who they are and you know what they're going through, it doesn't mean that they're ready or feeling the pain of having to deal with the issue that you're offering to solve yet. So many times it warms them up. So it's there to make sure that someone is having some rapport with you. They're finding you credible, that you're moving up in their mind as a specialist that works on that, all while maybe they're even ignoring your phone calls. Okay, they're becoming more aware of you, and over time, a good marketing message will move you into number one place in their mind. They'll find you extremely valuable and extremely credible, and you've never even engaged with them yet. That's the beautiful thing. I hear it all the time. I call people and they'll say, Bruce, I know exactly who you are. I've been meaning to call you. And I go, I didn't know you from Adam until 2 seconds ago. Okay, that only happens when you market. Number three, it engages people even if they haven't seen your direct messaging. I'm going to speak a little bit more on this later, but it engages people, even those that have not seen your direct messaging yet. Direct messaging is typically where you know them and you get in front of them with a specific message that you want that person or that family to see. So this is marketing that can engage someone that you might not have even known existed or might not have even known they were going through a process like that. More on this in a little bit. And lastly, it warms your brand up for a prospecting conversation. Prospecting conversations are way easier when the person already knows who you are and already has some branded content in their hands or in front of them that they are familiar with. So it warms up your prospecting conversation. Now there's two different ways to think about your marketing. So number one, you can think about your marketing, or really I should say there's two different types of marketing. There is direct marketing and there's indirect marketing. I'm going to briefly touch on these and then I'm going to dive deeper into direct marketing. So direct marketing is there to create a relationship with someone that you know exists. You might not know them, but you know what they're going through. You have an address, you have a situation, you have used data to find out who might need your services and what they might need, and you put your direct marketing in front of them many times through some kind of an interruption of their day. Most of the time this is through mail. It can also be through email if you have an email address. Okay, so direct marketing is going to be you going directly to them because you know who they are. They might not know who you are, but you know them. Indirect marketing is going to be what you do to build credibility and awareness with that person that has not engaged with you yet. You might know who they are, but you might not. Maybe they're not even on your probate lead list at this point. Maybe they're just Googling, hey, top probate attorneys in the area, and they happen to find an interview that you did with an attorney. Maybe they're looking at how to start the probate process, and because you've done a good job of building content online through indirect marketing, your site or your page or your blog or your video series pops up first. So you have direct marketing where you're going directly to someone that matches the situation, and you have an awareness of what they're going through before they know who you are. And then there's indirect marketing for those people that either didn't know who you were, that you don't know who they are, or they just haven't engaged with anything that you've done yet, and now they start to build trust and view you as an authority because they see you online through your indirect marketing. So let's briefly talk about how you guys can do both of these. So number one, direct marketing is typically going to start in way of a cold mail outreach. So you've got a list, and you need to be putting content in front of that list. Not only content, but a sales message in front of that list or that individual that might be on a list that applies to something that they're going through. Now, if you're here, you're probably in the real estate business. You may be an investor, you may be a real estate agent, broker, you could be a wholesaler, you're in the real estate business. So you want to get paid through some kind of a real estate transaction. So if you're going to direct mail, there's a couple of different types of ways that you need to approach that direct mail. So number one, you should approach it with a sales message that directly benefits you and your business. So if you have real estate, I'd like to buy that house. If you have real estate and you're looking for top dollar, I can save you time and I can get you top dollar by listing the house. Okay, if you have real estate, this is what I help with. So direct real estate related message. Now the second type of message that you need to put out in form of direct marketing is going to be kind of an indirect probate message, indirect probate assistance message. I call this a concierge message. So I'm here to help guide you through the probate process. I've been through it many times. I can help you coordinate relationships and services and repairs and estate sales and all these different things, and I just want to be your advocate and guide going through probate. And normally I would end that type of message with a, oh, P.S. I'm also in the real estate business. If you need help, here's 3 things I can do to help. So that's a really good marketing message, especially for that person that might be grieving and might be apt to view you as a little bit more of a vulture. They're not all like that, but some people just sort of have this tendency to be more jaded, and they think of you in a bad light, like you're an ambulance chaser. So many times when you lead with probate services, it really helps establish a level of authority and credibility and empathy. They see you as being empathetic instead of just trying to make a buck. Now, I'm here to tell you that you need both types of messages in your direct mail campaign. Now, assuming you have both types, I also want you to mix in a third type of message in your direct mail campaign, and that's going to be more of a brand relevant message. This is one where you're not putting a lot of copy, not a big sales offer. It's more of a brand reminder. Maybe they've ignored a few letters of yours. Maybe they've gotten a few voicemails and they just haven't engaged yet. So this is going to typically be like a brochure or a postcard, face, name, company, and maybe a USP, and definitely your website. Definitely your website gives them the ability to go check you out offline through some of your indirect approaches as well. But it's really not there to get a big sales reaction from them. It's there to remind them who you are and just notch you up a little bit in their mind as an authority in the local space with as it relates to their probate need. Okay, now the last thing that you guys want to do, so you want to have your real estate messaging, you want to have your probate concierge type messaging, you want to have your brand relevant messaging or just your brand touch, and then you also want to recognize that not everyone is ready to go right away, and so you are going to need to give this time. if the average family takes 6 months to get through probate, and you send a letter on month 1 and nothing else after that, they have 5 months to forget who you are, and they're not going to call you off of that single letter, because I guarantee someone else is also trying to build a relationship. They've gotten another referral from a family member, a friend, a neighbor, an attorney, something like that. So if you're going into the marketing space, go into it and build it out over time to last for as long as the typical family takes to make real estate decisions. And on average, that's about 6 months. Some people longer, some people way faster. But build a campaign. If you're going to go into it at all, go into it with the intent to build it out for at least 6 months, because that's how long the families that you want to serve are going to take to make those decisions on average. Now, indirect marketing, you want another audience to find your indirect marketing. So let's get into that. These are the folks that are out there not looking for a real estate professional. They are looking for an attorney. They're looking for an estate sale company. They're looking for a locksmith or someone to cut the grass. They're looking for understanding of, what do I do when I go to the courthouse? How do I get through the probate process if I'm doing it by myself? Okay, all these things are confusing to them, and they're not typing in real estate agent to come help me sell my house. That's not what they're looking for. So you need to be talking to those people and educating those folks on how to find and work through whatever piece of the process they're in before they're ready for a real estate professional to come in and buy or list the property. So that's number one rule, philosophy that I have when I'm doing indirect marketing, is I want to talk to people and become credible to them and build their awareness around my brand and my service before they know they need my service. Okay, how do we do that? We do that through a couple of different platforms. I do it big time on YouTube. So number one is I like to do videos just like this, put them on YouTube, all over YouTube. It ranks really high in search engine results. Number two, I do that through short form video. So I'm doing that through YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, things like that. Those are heavily going out to my sphere of influence, my warm audience, but they share those things and now they become aware of what I do. And when, not if, when they need a probate related service, I'm already familiar to them. Blog platforms are another huge way that I do that. I'm going to write a blog series of things on navigating probate, or what vendors to use, or what resources or discounts to get, things like that. Who's the best attorney? All kinds of things like that, because I want, when someone goes to Google and they start looking for things that they need during probate, I want to be found all over that front page of Google, okay? Or Bing or Yahoo or whatever they're using, okay? So that's indirect marketing. So that's how I want you guys kind of handling this. Look at your marketing as being direct and indirect. Now, the last couple of things that I'm going to say to you guys before we wrap up are, your marketing campaign is big, okay? You're going to end up, in many cases, writing a bunch of blogs. You're going to shoot a bunch of videos. You're going to interview a lot of vendors. You're going to record content. You're going to put a lot of letters together, emails out. There's a lot of things that are going to go into this. Sit down to start with and just list all the assets, all the things that you'd like to do on an individual basis. Number two, don't get overwhelmed with it. You're going to look at it and go, this is like eating an elephant. How do you do that? You do it one bite at a time. You are not going to eat the elephant overnight. If you try to, you're going to get overwhelmed with it. You're going to give up. But if you do a little bit every week, maybe a little bit every day, a little bit every month, in 4 or 5, 6 months, in a year, you're going to have this unbelievable marketing machine that none of your competitors can even deal with. They can't keep up with. They can't catch up to. And any competitors that have shortcutted you and gotten into this niche before you, very few of them have done it. I know, because I've trained a lot of them, and the majority of people, as simple as this is, it's also easy not to do. It's easier to just sit back and wait on someone to call you that's never going to call you because they don't know who you are. And this is the kind of thing that's easy to do with the right plan. and the right accountability, but it's also easy not to do. So don't be that agent or that investor that finds it easy not to do and just doesn't build it. Take it a little bit at a time. If you want to know a lot more about this, I want you to get into our next probate class, our probate mastery class. We teach it live approximately once a month. You're here on the site, so you probably see when the next one is. Get into that, or get into our Mastery Academy program. Our Mastery Academy program is an in-depth coaching curriculum. You get one-on-one accountability, you report your KPIs, you're scoring yourself along the way, you're building assets into your business that work for you when you're not working. And you get pretty much guaranteed results. We are going to stick with you until you've closed a certain number of probate and estate related deals. So guys, I really look forward to you guys kind of engaging with this a little bit more. There's going to be more courses. I don't know if my camera's mirrored or not, so there's going to be more courses over here or over here that you can take that are mini courses. We've got a great free probate foundations training, weekly coaching, and of course our probate mastery class. I hope to see you guys in there very soon. Thanks so much.